What's up gamers, Cryptico here, and welcome back to Lowering the Mark, a show where I analyze the current and former world records of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe time trial runs to see how these records get faster over time. We'll look at elements such as the loadout, racing lines, and mushroom usage to better understand what's bringing these times down. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell to be the first to know when my videos go live. For today's episode, we're going to take a look at the single most chaotic, completely random chance, no skill involved course of all time, Baby Park at 150cc. On April 29th, 2017, the world record for this run was set at 1 minute 6.908 seconds by the Japanese player Kata. Fast forward to February 20th, 2022, and the record was brought down to 1 minute 2.142 seconds by the Spanish player Genzua. That's a 4.7 second difference between records and a series high 7.1% faster time. Now, I do need to point out here that this world record was actually tied by Japanese player Shinonome on June 21st, 2022. In the case of today's video, we won't be looking at that record. Genzua has held the record for longer, and he was willing to provide some insight about it, so this episode will be focused on his world record. I'll link Shinonome's record in the upper right hand corner right now if you'd like to take a look. Now then, on with the video. Our former world record holder Kata has broken 6 world records on this track only and has spent just under a week holding at least one world record. Our current world record holder Genzua has broken 56 world records across 8 unique runs and has spent around 450 days holding at least one of his 2 current world records. At pre-release, the world record for this run was a high 108, and within the next few days, it was already way under 105, mostly thanks to Kata and Chim. 24 days after Chim brought the record down to 103.1, Japanese player Rojin beat it, then American player Blue brought it under 103, then Light and Velocity each put up their own 100 plus day world records to bring the time down by another few tenths of a second. Now in June of 2018, Japanese player Ku stepped up and put together a little reign of his own, consisting of all but one of the next 8 current world records. His 102.37 stood for nearly 300 days as the world record. Fast forward to October of 2019, and Themo dropped 3 1,000ths of a second off that time. From 2020 on, the record saw improvement from Alpha, and then another 10th break thanks to Genzua to get down to 102.1. Around 80 days ago, Japanese player Shinonome bested that record. In total, the record was broken 34 times by 14 different players. The loadouts here offer an interesting take on how this record evolved. Kata goes with the combo of the purple Inkling girl driving the Streetle cart with the rollers and the parachute glider. Genzua rocks with Waluigi driving Mr. Scooty with the leaf tires and the paper glider. If you were curious, Shinonome went with that exact same loadout except with the button tires instead. Right off the bat, we see some usual heavy vs medium stats as Genzua leads Kata significantly in top speed. The loadout on the right also has the upper hand in acceleration and mini turbo stats, but Kata has the advantage in handling and grip stats. Since Baby Park is, well, Baby Park, there isn't too much of a need for a crazy high handling and mini turbo stats. The way to get a record nowadays is with one that actually has decent distribution of points across all stats, something that Genzua does really well here. Do I really need to explain this course to you? Yes? Alright, whatever. Baby Park is an oval. That's it. Just a single stretched out circle that's somehow seen more chaotic races than all of the Rainbow Roads combined. It's the most NASCAR-esque track in the entire game, but unlike NASCAR, you only have to watch 7 laps of it instead of 300. Let's take a look at what it takes to set a world record here. Kata hits the rocket start out of the gate and drifts tight around the first turn for the Ultra Mini Turbo. After these 3 coins, he'll go wide around the next turn for another Ultra Mini Turbo and 4 more coins to close out lap 1. Genzua also hits the rocket start and goes for this grass cut through the first turn thanks to that mushroom. After that Ultra Mini Turbo, he'll chain another one while similarly going wide on the next turn for those same coins to close out the lap. Now, both players each got 2 Ultra Mini Turbos on lap 1, but the reason Genzua is ahead is because of that early mushroom through the grass on the first turn. It's pretty much the only reason his lead now sits at 1.2 seconds after lap 1. Kata starts off lap 2 with that same Ultra Mini Turbo, but goes wide out of the first turn in order to get 3 more coins, after which he'll chain another Ultra Mini Turbo around the next turn to end lap 2. For his first turn, Genzua charges up the Super Mini Turbo and performs this no item shortcut by hopping over the grass. After getting 3 more coins, he'll start drifting through the grass and use his second mushroom to charge up the Ultra Mini Turbo just before the end of the lap. Now through 2 very short laps, we've seen 0 mushrooms from Kata and 2 from Genzua with barely a difference in mini turbo arrangement. The lead for Genzua has now jumped up to 2.6 seconds going into lap 3. I'm just going to breeze through Kata's next 3 laps because they are quite literally all the same. He'll get an Ultra Mini Turbo around the first turn, and then around the next one, use a Mushroom to cut through the grass and chain another Ultra Mini Turbo. Let's see how that differs from Genzua's next 3 laps. He'll grab the Super Mini Turbo and no item shortcut around the first turn and start drifting immediately after getting back on track. This allows him to charge up an Ultra Mini Turbo before performing that exact same Nisk on the last turn of each lap. No mushrooms used, and yet Genzua continued to carry all that speed and cut out pretty much every single turn. Even without the longer lasting mini turbos, Genzua was still able to grow his lead over Kata to 3.1 seconds through these first 5 laps. Let's break down Kata's final 2 laps. After grabbing that Ultra Mini Turbo around the first turn, Kata actually surprises me and goes for this no item shortcut around the next turn with the Super Mini Turbo and quickly chains a normal one right after that. One more lap of exactly that and he's finished the race. Genzua similarly hits that Nisk around the first turn, but for the next one, he'll use his final mushroom to cut through the grass for another Ultra Mini Turbo. One more lap of that minus the mushroom and Ultra Mini Turbo will do it for our Spanish friend as he ends up posting a time that would end up being over 4.7 seconds faster than Kata's former world record. So by grabbing more Ultra Mini Turbos and cutting out basically every single turn after lap 1, Genzua for admin was able to take nearly a tenth of a second off Alpha's former 550-day world record. Baby Park is extremely unforgiving to time trialers because the margin for error is basically non-existent. That, paired with the fact that it's 7 laps instead of 3, no doubt makes this course pretty nerve-wracking to time trial at world record pace. I got the chance to speak with Genzua a little bit, so let's hear what he had to say about this record. What was going through your mind when you broke this world record?
At first I thought it was a very strong run and I was proud of the record I set. I wanted to go for 0.0, so I kept trying and got better paces, which made me feel like my record wasn't that strong. Driving the track is stressful, so I just ended up rage quitting.
How many attempts do you believe it took you to get this world record?
I don't know how many tries I did before this, probably over 1,000 in total, but I set the record on like the 5th try of that session. For some reason I always play way better the first 20 minutes than the rest of the session.
Do you think we'll ever see a 101, and what will it take to get there?
101 will be seen in the future. It is my long-term plan as my best splits give 101.8. It's sure to be one hell of a grind.
Thanks for hopping on the show for a quick Q&A. Best of luck on your quest to 101. Yeah, we're just gonna... not do any of that. Most of these splits are extremely outdated anyway, so... let's take a look at the leaderboard. The worldwide top 10 consists of 7 national and 3 continental record holders. Genzua and Shinonome sit at the top, and in 3rd place we have German record holder Alpha. Next up in 4th we have Themo, and repping Chile in 5th is Sebas. 6th and 7th place belong to English record holder Jobo and Alberto, separated by 6 1/1000ths of a second. The bottom 3 of this board share less than 2 100ths of a second in separation and consist of Frog, Vincent, and Acadix. This is the first case of a tied world record we've taken a look at on this series, and it won't be the last. But as for the time itself, Genzua and Shinonome each have a tenth of a second on the next fastest guy, which isn't a huge lead, but on Baby Park it may just be all you need to stay at the top for quite a while. Maybe Alpha will come back and beat it, or maybe one of these guys will break the tie and take the record for themselves. It's only a matter of time. That's all for episode 86. Hope you found it interesting. Next week we'll be taking a look at the final unique course of this series, DK Jungle Parkway. Be sure to stay tuned next week as we analyze the course I've been avoiding for over 2 years. As always, if you enjoyed this video, like and share it with your friends and comment on which course... Oh, that's right, we're at the end. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.